As we pick up in the next frame here, I think that you introduced a little bit of humor into this at just the right time. I think the placement of this slide, if it was put in the beginning of the narrative or the project, I think it might have taken away a little bit from the actual really serious concept that you're taking on in your work. But I think it's well placed and it works really well in this spot. And who hasn't indulged in kind of this visual play, where you're kind of crushing somebody or whatever might be the case. So I think it works out good, and it fits in really well at this spot. Again, another really well done shot, and I think that the thing that really makes these all work is you've said that these aren't conditions that the models themselves are experiencing, but you've photographed them in a way that very much makes them realistic. I don't know if you've ever seen the work of photographer Cindy Sherman, but Cindy Sherman, one of the powerful things about her images is that she pretends to be movie stars, but she pretends in a manner that's so convincing it really works. And in your image here, I think that you've done that also. You've really coached your models and gotten yourself into a vantage point that just really, really works for all these images, and they don't look posed or hokey or just not serious. That being said, I think that as we move to this one, you're kind of dancing on the edges of believability with this image. It's just almost a little too over the top, and I think that kind of what was working for you in all of the other images was that the message was there and it caused the viewer to think about it, but I don't think it just was so over the top that it slammed the viewer over the head. Here I think you're really slamming them over the head, and you're not leaving a little bit to the imagination, which I think maybe if you had a weak point in the portfolio, it's this. And again, just perhaps editing is something. Again, love this shot. I think it's great. I love this sort of very just diagonal stare right into the potential bride. And the other thing that I think works really well in this image is that giant stained glass window above that kind of acts like a big eye just staring at this person. And it certainly has a very wonderful metaphorical quality to it. Again, sort of the simplicity of the image, but just very well done with the coaching of your models and capturing a feeling that I know we've all experienced. So very, very creative approach to communicating your message here. And then last couple images, that needle I think is very, very dramatic. The one thing that I think it loses just a teeny bit of impact because it's mixed in among these other sharp edges. So if we just pull it back a little bit so it's got a clean silhouette, I think it's very powerful. And as you're wrapping up the portfolio, I think that's really a good way to, pardon the pun, stick it to the viewer. So anyhow, a very, very strong portfolio. I think you took on a really tough subject matter. It was one of those things that I think could have easily gotten to the point where it looked kind of silly or hokey looking, and I didn't get that feeling at all from your work. I think it was just very well done, very well thought out, conceptually strong, and a great portfolio. So good job.